Hi, this is Melanie Northcutt Crocker with Sugar Magnolia Properties. Today we are joined with Barbara Berry and Lora Hollins of Texas Bank and Trust to talk to you about the home buying and selling experience. So thank you ladies for joining us today. Now, credit score, I'm sure that's a big number. Well, hopefully it's a big number. Yeah, that you need. So is there a credit score that's required whenever they come in for lending?
It's going to depend on the lender and the type of loan that they're getting. Most lenders have a minimum score of maybe about 620. You get the best rates if your score is, say, 740 or above. So the higher the score, the better the rate. The very minimum is typically about 620. There are some lenders out there that have, I believe, down to 580, but that's the lowest that I'm aware of.
And rate meaning interest rate.
Correct.
For first-time home buyers, and so they would know. So one of the things that we talk about when we have a buyer orientation, which is something that we try to do with all of our buyers for about 10 to 15 minutes, just meet with them, explain the process. Like we said, if they've bought before, they may not have bought with us, or if they have, it might have been a little bit. So just try to go over the process with them. One of the things we talk about is the pots of money. And so I think a lot of people just think they need their down payment, which we've kind of talked about the different amounts that could be, but there's more than just their down payment that they're going to need also. So one of those things is closing cost. So do you want to talk a little bit about what that entails whenever people just hear closing cost? Sure. They always want to know how much that is, but that can range also.
I kind of use it as a general term, and it again does depend on the loan type, but your closing costs are going to consist of your appraisal and survey and title company, the title company fees and the title policy. On top of that, you have your 1-year insurance premium that you're required to pay for your homeowner's insurance. And also if you're setting up an escrow account for your taxes and insurance to be paid out of an escrow, that's set up at the time of closing too. So that's part of the closing costs that you'll have all in one lump sum at the end. It's hard to say exactly because your taxes are going to depend on the size of the house and how much the taxes are and so forth.
So the best thing is just for a buyer to ask the banker what their closing costs are going to average instead of us just saying, oh, they typically average around. It's best for them to ask because it could range to thousands of dollars based on the property.
Sure. Yeah.
So, go ahead.
And of course, when they come in, we will give them an estimate of what that cost is going to be to give them a better general idea of what we usually give them a worst case scenario, I think, of what it's going to be, and that way when they go to closing it's a little bit lower and it's not a surprise. No surprises there, so it's usually helpful.
Yeah, and it's good for people to shop lenders, you
Sure.
know, and so we give them that so they'll have something to compare apples to apples with another lender on rates and fees and cost and all that.
And I guess too, if they come in now but then don't purchase for 6 months or so, it could all change with the time of year for taxes and things like that on their closing cost also.
Correct.